This happened over a decade ago. Even now, when I think about it, I feel my chest tighten. I've never talked about this with anyone. But time dulls things. And now, I think I can finally write it down. Back then, I had just started working at a small Catholic high school in the Midwest. It was a rural town, quiet, peaceful. The school was old, but it had character. One day I happened to notice an old annex next to the main building. It looked like a storage shed. But when I stepped inside, I found a forgotten little theater. A stage, curtains, old lighting rigs. Everything covered in dust. But it all seemed salvageable, like it was just waiting to come back to life. That moment sparked something in me. Back in my own high school days, I'd been in theater too. I remembered the nerves before the curtain rose, the applause, the glow of the lights on my face. I wanted my students to feel that too. So I asked the principal if we could restart the drama club. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he walked over to a shelf, pulled out a few old school books, and silently flipped through them. After a while, he closed one book and said, "All right, let's bring it back." We posted the announcement, and way more students signed up than I expected. They threw themselves into it, cleaning the stage, building props, memorizing lines. It felt alive again. We picked a classic play, simple roles. But not long after rehearsal started, strange things began happening. One day, a student complained of wrist pain. A few days later, during another rehearsal, someone else said their leg had started to hurt. Then on a different day, another student mentioned pain in their shoulder. It kept happening. So we reduced the rehearsal time, and I banned any strenuous blocking or movement. Other than that, things went pretty smoothly. On the day of the performance, parents and local townspeople filled the seats. It had been years since this school hosted a play. So there was a mix of excitement and cautious curiosity in the air. And the students were brilliant. They gave it everything they had. The audience was moved, genuinely. Backstage, I felt overwhelmed with emotion. Even the principal, watching from the back of the auditorium, seemed quietly relieved. A few days later, I was sorting through the photos and videos we'd taken during rehearsal, and then I saw it. In one photo, a girl in a nun's outfit was gripping a student's wrist. In the next, she was sitting directly on another student's lap, like he didn't even notice. Then, she was lying across someone's shoulders, her face resting gently on his back. I froze. There was no nun in the play, and I didn't recognize that face. I gently pulled aside the student who had the wrist injury and asked, "Hey, do you remember someone wearing a nun's outfit during rehearsal?" She looked confused. "A nun? What do you mean? There was no one like that." That's when I knew something was very wrong. I went back and reviewed the curtain call footage. In the final bow, all the students lined up and waved. But in the very center of the stage stood someone in a nun's habit. She didn't bow. She didn't smile. She just stared directly into the camera. And slowly, without taking a single step forward, she seemed to draw closer, like the camera was zooming in, except it wasn't. She kept approaching until her face nearly filled the frame. And then, my body moved on its own. I slammed the laptop shut. It wasn't fear. It was instinct. Like something deep inside me knew I had to stop watching. The next morning, I went to the school archives. I needed answers. Digging through decades-old records, I found a program from a school play that had taken place years ago. In the cast list, there she was, a girl listed as playing Sister Mary. Her photo matched exactly. I searched more, and I found a small report. It was short, just one line. Student fatally injured. Stage light collapse before performance. I brought everything to the principal, the photos, the video, the documents. He read through them quietly, and then just nodded. That very day, the drama club was disbanded. The annex theater was sealed off. The students were told it was due to safety concerns with old equipment. And over time, the students who had been complaining of pain, they gradually recovered. I'm writing this now because years have passed, and I've finally reached a place where I can talk about it without trembling. But that image, that girl staring directly into the camera, approaching without moving, that stayed with me for years. The annex is still closed. I heard there were talks about renovating it, but I have no idea what came of that. Most of the staff are different now. Someday, some new teacher might think, "Hey, I heard there used to be a theater festival here. Maybe we could try bringing it back." I won't stop them, but I won't say anything either, because I just don't want anything to do with it anymore.